You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why.
Why?
Santa Claus is coming to town. Gather round. He's making
And with that clear of the throat, I'm Thomas Carruthers.
And I'm Will Leggetter.
And it's time for our very special little detour. We love TV. We love Christmas. We love Christmas specials. And so we've collated a series of 3 episodes and a fair few guests to discuss our favourite Christmas specials. You know, I think you've obviously got a couple that are just you, and I've got a couple that are just me. But I think all in all, we're a big fan of the same Christmas specials. I think you can always judge a person, judge your relationship with a person if you have the same favourite Doctor Who Christmas special.
Yeah, well, we have similar tastes in general, anyway.
Yes, we do. And through the scheduling of this podcast, we've homogenized even further. And it's forced you to watch films I've always said you to watch, and I've had to watch Chicken Run again. But I dare say, all the films that you have been watching, you've been mostly enjoying. Dazed and Confused is the only movie that we've done that you were sort of indifferent on.
Yeah, I think there might have been another one where I was like, yeah, no, Dazed and Confused, it wasn't my cup of tea. Didn't enjoy it. To highlight one that I'd not heard of, that you introduced me to, Magic. Love
Seminal piece of filmmaking. Kill him, kill the postman, kill the postman! Fats.
I like this. This is like a reflection on it.
It is a bit of a reflection, isn't it? We've maybe, we are coming. We have recorded lots of episodes. It's no grand secret that we did a lot of episodes in the lockdown, and then due to our university, scheduling, Will's going to be taking a little bit of a break off certain episodes, but we've got some very exciting stuff in that break. But yeah, no, as this sort of year draws to a close, with a terrible ending, really, for those listening. This is my first day of isolation, second day of isolation, so that'll be fun. So if next,
and I'm going home today,
just to rub it in even further.
Yeah.
And, yes, and the loss of money, and, going home, and but. So over the course of these Christmas special episodes, I get slowly more angry and more dishevelled. Who knows? That might be a little fun bonus feature for you to all take notice of. But I feel it's not. I won't say it's all downhill from here. But we are kicking off with 2 juggernauts of the Christmas special zone. We've done on the show before all 5 series of Inside Number 9, with the seminal work of Reece, Shearsmith and Steve Pemberton. And I think we're both agreed that is the crowning achievement of their oeuvre.
Yes.
However, that oeuvre all started with another show that we will undoubtedly talk about in the future. One of our favourites, The League of Gentlemen. Starting off as an Edinburgh Fringe sketch show, then a radio show, then getting picked up by the BBC for its 3 seasons, a movie, and then the 3 anniversary specials from God. When was that? Was that college? It was Christmas.
Yeah.
It was Christmas time.
Ages, wasn't it? Yeah, it must have been college.
God. And
wow.
Time flies. And then obviously the live shows, which are also wonderful,
yeah.
And I'll try to get an episode in with them. I love them. I've found, maybe it's, the reason, there's the meme of like what it's like listening to a podcast. and it's like the chairs, and you're alone, but the chairs are like talking.
No.
I'm describing this weird Tim Burton image, but
What if there was a movie where there was these chairs and they were just talking to each other, but they were all alone.
You were listening also, and because I very much enjoy listening to the commentary tracks with Reece and Steve and Mark Gatiss and Jeremy Dyson. Sometimes more than I do watching the episodes. Yes, no. So this is our first Christmas special. This is League of Gentlemen Christmas special, which doesn't have an official title. It's sort of unofficially called You'll Never Leave. We'll talk a bit about your relationship with League of Gentlemen first, why don't you?
Oh, I started watching it in must have been year 9. So I think that's a good early age. That's an early age.
Yeah.
Sure. That old enough to understand it. Really, I think that any earlier, and it might have tainted it for me, and I might have gone, "What's that?" But no, fell in love with it straight away. I think I might have even known number 9 prior. Yeah, that I probably went, "Oh, the number 9 guys, it's going to be good." Clearly, it was. And then ever since, just been hooked. Watch it all the time.
Yes, it combines, all really of our favourite things. That sort of British horror, grimy 70s aesthetic, dry northern humour. It's a very northern show.
It's very northern, yeah.
And
which is probably why it's so polarising, because Southerners don't have a sense of humour.
That. And also, it's just plain weird. If you can't get into the weirdness, I mean, I had an ex, and she loved Inside Number 9. We loved watching those, but League was just too much for her. She just didn't laugh, and it's because it really is. It's a detour from Inside Number 9. Oh, sorry, or rather, Inside Number 9 is a detour from League of Gentlemen, and Psychoville is that sort of middle amalgamation, I think, of both, which is also great. But this great Christmas special, it's in the style of the Amicus horror 70s movies, those wonderful anthology horrors. Our anthology setting, our bookending and framing device is Reverend Bernice Woodall, who is met by guests in the middle of a snowy Christmas night. Let's just get out of the way. What's your favourite of the 3 stories? We've got.
We begin with the wonderful line dance,
Sure.
Voodoo Doll. Then we move on to the origin of the curse of the monkeys. What sack?
No. It's hair lip. It's hair lip second.
Oh, then it's hair lip.
And then it's Curse.
Then we've got the Monkey's Paw parody with
yes,
with Chinnery. Oh, is that he's the? I'm getting mixed up. He's the butcher. No, that's Hilary Briss. It is Chinnery. I'm doubting myself.
I'm doubting you.
Don't do that, Will. No, it's Hair Lip. Hair Lip's got the best story.
Yes, he does.
I mean, strong favourite character of mine and yours.
Yeah. Combining our other favourite thing, German pederasts. No, innuendo and just the extreme.
Yeah.
And
but there's nothing better about innuendo, but then also playing on the fact of the language barrier, creating the innuendo. It's such a genius character.
I have a running thing. I have a great impression of foreign, like German people, or like any foreign sort of person speaking in English, and you can do a pretty good impression by just adding. I came into England with the how you say airport, and if you say how you say how you say curtains, how you say a glass of water? If you say how you say, then it's pretty good.
This is just bringing back memories of when we went to Berlin.
Oh, yes.
2 years ago now.
And little did we know, we were in a big, well, we went to a lovely bar with
This isn't the story. Go for it.
We went to a lovely bar with framed pictures of matinee idols and Judy Garland. And I thought, this is lovely. And
70s music was on.
70s disco music was on. And there was lots of men in the bar. And underneath the bar were these freezers where they kept the spirits. And we were leaving, and there was these two men kissing. And somebody said to us, do you know what part of Berlin you are in? And it turns out we were in the LGBT hotspot of all of Berlin. But we had some lovely frozen limoncello. You've never had limoncello before, had you?
Yeah. Liqueur.
Liqueur. It's going to be back limoncello.
Oh, hey, it's
so
ingrained.
It's great stuff. It's so ingrained.
It really is. I say that a lot.
Yeah. Liqueur. I want to know what's in the cabinet. It's in the second drawer. But
Anushka.
Not the second drawer. Not the second drawer. And it's getting hot in here. I'm taking off my lovely green parka. It's not a parka. It's just a jacket. Well, let's start chronologically. Well, no, right. The thing that makes League of Gentlemen work, and specifically this, I feel, is that it's so scary. That Papa Lazarou is an intrinsically horrifying character. Very, very funny. But it's terrifying. And those scenes, the flashbacks where Bernice has her mother kidnapped in the middle of the night, are genuinely traumatizing. And the payoff of that with the Santa reveal, and that's why she hates Santa. It's just an exquisitely written piece. The commentary track, they were very open about saying that they think that this is the best thing they ever did with League. I don't know if that's changed with the anniversary specials, but I doubt it. The anniversary specials were very good, but I think
they were excellent.
I think this feels like a crowning achievement. I think I agree with them.
It does. You almost only need to watch this and you know everything about League. Whereas watching Series 1, Episode 1, you haven't met everyone yet. It's quite exposition-y. You're thrown straight in. You know what it's about. You've got some great stories, and yeah,
I've never thought about it that way, but this is a good in, isn't it?
Because it doesn't need to be chronological either. It's not. No. There's no plot.
I guess you wouldn't get all the great Victorian gags.
You wouldn't. But...
I mean, you'd get them because they're funny on their own. But seeing Pauline in Victorian garb and all that sort of business, you'd miss that. No, Edward and Tubbs here.
They're not in it.
No, not at all. Which I think feels intentional. It's like, no, we're not just. Yeah. It's not just Tubbs and Edward. And also, they die technically in the end of the second season, don't they?
They always die.
They're always dead. And then that wonderful opening of season 3 where they get ploughed by the train, just as soon as you think that they've sold out. Like, oh no, we can't kill Edward and Tubbs. And then they get ploughed by a train. Just wickedly diverse. Let's get into the line dancing.
Let's do this.
Well, do you have any relationship with line dancing, Will?
I've done my fair share of line dancing. After being in Footloose for the first time and the second time. If you may remember, I actually choreographed the line dance number when we did Footloose.
The line dancing break in Footloose,
Yes. I do like line dancing. It's quite fun.
My grandmother, I didn't know whether to say grandma or grandmother, so it went grandmother, was a line dancer. And she famously broke her leg. And for 3 months, I had to hear the same joke over and over again, where she'd go, And she thought it was the funniest shit in the world. Anytime anybody mentioned the leg and the line dancing, she'd go, "And don't break my leg, my achy, breaky leg." And she would keep saying it for 3 months. Anytime anybody broke up the leg, she'd go, "Oh, my achy, breaky leg." And I was doing achy, breaky heart. And hey, don't break my achy, breaky leg. She's got this weird thing where she's like, and like, she'll get a song like for 4 months. So the Lady Gaga song T on great track. But anytime after she heard that, anytime anybody would mention teeth, she'd go, "Show me your teeth, show me your teeth." And oh God, so do you remember when Take That got back together and they released a song called Kids, even though Robbie Williams had already done a song called Kids with Kylie Minogue, doing it for the kids. So come on board. And then, so that was another one where she was like, "The kids around, kids." She'd like pick up.
When the kids around. And it's all the strange marching.
Yeah, you do remember it. You do remember it.
Because I think it was one of the opening numbers of that strange Gary Barlow Jersey Boy, the band thing on BBC One. Yeah.
And then his show didn't come to anything, did it? Shine. What was that? Shine.
Oh,
the last of the series, didn't it?
Poor Gary.
Poor Gary Barlow. Poor Gary Barlow. I mean, it's, some things mature like a fine wine. You've matured like a god off curry. What's it called? That guy.
An X Factor.
X Factor, when the guys come back and Talisa goes, "I remember you. You threw your mic at Simon." And then he's like, "Oh, you're just some like scummed up bitch from the estate." And then Talisa gets on a fucking wooden box and she's like, "I worked to get where I am. I worked it and I deserve to be here." Oh God. Talisa. Do you remember N-Dubs?
I do. I like N-Dubs.
You're a big N-Dubs fan? No regrets. Yes, we have Charlie and Stella with their sort of Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf gimmick. I
will say this is not my favourite Charlie and Stella story.
Okay.
Possibly my favourite episode of all time, even Series 3, the
Wanking Off.
Yeah, I really like that episode.
Favourite episode?
It's up there.
It has.
I really have a newfound appreciation for Series 3. I love Series 3.
Season 3 is a big departure. So on a first time watch, it completely throws you off. But on a second time, I mean, that's not the one that ends with. No, that's the sex hotel that ends with. What's it called? Not Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen. And he's like, "Okay, let's see how we are." And then through
the gardening show.
Exceptionally well written. But what makes that episode good with the relief, and what makes this the hair lit more so.
Yeah.
And it's weird to say because he's a murdering German pederast. You feel great empathy. You feel great empathy for Hairlip in this Christmas special, and you feel great empathy for Charlie, as he goes through that entire situation, and then obviously that leads into inside number 9, which makes us cry on a fair few episodes. Once that absurd comedy has been removed from the equation. Here we have the wonderful Eyes Wide Shut parody sequence where they go with the masks, and they have the parody version of the Eyes Wide Shut music, which I find very funny. Obviously, they're not all of them, which is an ingenious way to have all of them in one room with the masks before they have the budget with the film where they can start superimposing. and sort of doing trick stuff. And that the film really is marvelously choreographed when it comes to that sort of stuff. The shots and the change, because every character is played by one of three people, and it's a testament to their acting and the directing that you just forget. You just forget.
Oh, you do absolutely, yeah.
And and the live show. I mean, grief. I can only remember one not cheap joke, but Mark had just done another great empathetic piece, the bingo. He's just done the bingo. Cream.
What a the best. He's good into Mark and Jeremy do very good disturbing monologues. Like, I think my favourite of all time is the Morgue. That for me is, that's my.
Well, that's an offspring of how they do the writing, because less so with the anniversary specials. They said they came together a lot more, but they usually write in pairs.
Yeah.
Reece and Steve, which is obviously what has birthed their writing partnership continuing for years, and then Mark and Jeremy, and then they come together and amalgamate and do a second draft and all that. So I feel that because Jeremy is the only non-actor, he's the only solely writing person, and I feel like that obviously breeds more monologues of just like, we can't play this scene back and forth, so you just do it. And as you say, it reaps great work. Very sedated Pam Douve in the mask sequence.
I was wondering if you're going to ask who is your favourite masked character. It's definitely Pam Douve.
Well, no, because that's the thing. Reece isn't holding it back on the speech.
No.
Everybody do. But the character just goes.
Yeah.
I do. She didn't really. Yeah, she didn't really get what was happening. I don't think. Whoever was playing. They didn't really got it. The bag women do well. The bag women do. I think everybody does quite well actually in embodying. And that's Mark playing the God damn it, the witch, the Denton witch.
Yes.
And then wonderful Pauline. She's got a pen.
Yeah.
I want it back. And this leads into the sort of amicus anthology twists, and these all just work as great twists. You don't see it coming really. The twist that she's been set up by this secret society for a murder, and she's having off with best friend, and she goes down for murder. Terrible stuff. Great gag, always gets me with the cutout photo. A picture of his likeness. Just cut out. It's just a recreation of Peter Sutcliffe's wedding photo as well. This is our rest in peace, Peter Sutcliffe, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, no, don't rest in peace. No. But he is dead. And it's it's very, very scary. That music comes in. The end of the anniversary special, that music and that walking away was genuinely unsettling. That sort of terrifying stuff. We then move into 1975. Part of the greatness of the episode is this chronology thing, this reverse chronology thing of going back in time each time, and I think that works really well in itself. And we get 1975, a young Reece joining Hair Lips, the Duisburg, what's it called? The Duisburg boys queer. All the other boys in the queer.
Come see your boyfriends.
Yes. And then you're going to sing. Yes, he's not called Justin. Matthew. Matthew is going to sing some good old classic hymns for you. What do you sing, Matthew? Oh, come all you faithful. Ah, yes, come on my face. Full.
It's great. It's great.
And obviously, we're setting him up to be a vampire.
Yeah.
Again, very scary.
Oh, that bit cracks me up every time.
Oh, Matthew. Oh, somebody is stinking. Very upsetting scene, actually, when Harlot comes and tries to seduce Matthew and is turned away. And then
for completely wrong reasons. It's great.
Oh, I never suck on a fast date. And again, very scary. The image of vampire hair lip on the roof is absolutely terrifying. Very Salem's Lot-esque. It scares you shitless, man. And it's great. We have Mark, wonderful as the real vampire. Again, the twist works. You get, pardon the pun, you get fully sucked in by the whole. He's a vampire. You never even think. Sorry, you never even think about the possibility of, and that's just a great reveal with them all.
Yeah,
the fangs. I know what you are, fangs. Oh, you're welcome. Just great dialogue back and forth. Just the very erect nipples of her lips. Yeah, and so Steve knows German, so that's usually why he plays German characters, like in La Couchette, because he does know German, and so that we can have some great. She's my wife. Alles gut in der Beta, which means whatever. That's not real. Do you remember in Addams Family, Will, where our Morticia had to say something French and she made it up every night and she was like, "Juju bon de."
Could have said something really funny in French, a hidden message.
Yeah. No. Juju bon de.
I had to speak French in Seussical, the musical.
Did you?
I think it's usually German. The doctor, when the cat comes in for amazing Gertrude, possibly, and he's like, so she goes to the doctor. Oh, look at picking all the berries and the feathers. But I decided to do it French, and we turned it into a carry-on number. And I had a very tall drag nurse, and it was really good. It's very funny. It was a great success.
Did you know, Will, that it's actually Dr. Zeus? I was told this yesterday.
It's not. It's Dr. Seuss.
Well, no, I said this and I kept fighting. But there is like interviews where he's like, no, it's Dr. Zeus. I don't know who said it was Zeus, but it's Zeus. So technically, it should be Zeusical the Moisical. Which sounds like you're doing a Laurence Olivier's impression of a Jewish man from the jazz singer. Zeusical, the Moisical. And he's really going for it in that film. Ah, you are not my son. You're smart. Well, everybody's really going for it in that film. Just wonderful. A wonderful Matthew. Again, relentlessly creepy. That the psycho homage, peeping through the peephole. Very unsettling. Not nice at all. But so wickedly funny when you insert the character of Charlotte. I was going to stick this in you. Ha! He gets a lovely moment before he's taken down by vampires.
He does.
And he doesn't appear in series 3.
Are we to assume he's now a vampire?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. The lack of hair lip in season 3 always annoys me.
He just turns up at the football pitch, doesn't he, now?
In the anniversary special.
Yeah.
which is great.
Which
was one of the original ideas for the Christmas special, was that he was going to be a boys football. He was going to be doing a football group instead of football team, I believe, not a football group. You can tell that I'm a musical theatre child. Football group. And then we move into Victorian Royston Daisy.
Yes.
With Chinnery and this old monkey's paw, which they would later return to for Inside Number 9. And it's failing me, tempting fate. Thank you. A wonderful and dare I say better episode. I feel like if it wasn't for Hair Lib, this would be your resounding favourite. I feel like this ticks a lot of your boxes.
Yeah.
I mean, it ticks a lot of mine. But I think for me the favourite part is Victorian Royston Daisy.
Oh yeah, just seeing all of the similarities and the recognisable quirks.
Yeah, over the sort of Chinnery. I mean, I love the end with the Chinnery and the brutal massacre of an abundance of animals. Just flying into fans and blood everywhere and just
domino effects.
Just terrific violence against animals. I very much enjoy. Are you a big Chinnery guy?
I enjoy Chinnery. It's the same gag every time, isn't it?
That's the thing for me.
Yeah.
It's always funny. I always laugh, and they always do it differently. But it is still the same gag every time.
Which is why this was so refreshing and was so well needed.
Yeah. And completely recontextualized as a cheap gag.
Yeah.
As this great tragedy. And now I rewatch those season 1 episodes and I go, oh, poor Chinnery, he's trapped in a circle of fate.
Here he is. Oh, he's the best dog I've ever had.
Which then we find out that we feel sorry for him, but then we find out that he's keeping somebody in the scarecrow. So we don't really feel for him anymore. It's like, oh, what's your favourite Chinnery? I think it's the dog. I mean, I enjoyed the explosion of the porcupine.
I would say the porcupine is good. I do like the horse giving or the cow giving birth to the school children, where he puts his hand up the anus instead.
Have you ever done that, Will? Burst a cow, don't worry.
Not.
Very good, very good. I keep going into Jiminy Glick. Have you ever done that deep dive, Will? Martin Short's comedy character, Jiminy Glick?
No.
It's very, very funny. You'll very much enjoy it. I will send you a link promptly.
Thank you.
And everybody at home, watch Martin Short as Jiminy Glick. Am I? Oh, a couple of great gags in this. Next door. And the wonderful delivery of I was fucked. Yes, Freddie Jones, who you may know from The Elephant Man. He's one of the evil men who keeps the Elephant Man. Very upsetting. I'm not an animal. I'm an animal. What was the name of the Elephant Man, Will?
Oh, it was. Oh, I should know this because I watched Man Down the other day.
Not The Elephant Man, not the seminal David Lynch masterpiece, The Elephant Man.
No.
I watched Man Down.
Man Down, the episode where Greg Davies takes a school trip of children to see it, and he violently attacks the actor playing Sed, Elephant Man, whose
John
name is John
Merrick.
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 My name
John.
is John Merrick. There's been a murder.
There has been Echo Merrick. Yeah, why
Please
is it?
ignore my disfigurements. It should not take
Yeah.
the...
I am sure. Let's write that. The Elephant Man Detective. The Elephant Detective. And maybe brutally disfigured. But your souls are disfigured. One of you is a murderer. God, that fucking dreadful remake where Kenneth has a shawl over him.
I like to keep warm.
And he's just going at it. All of you are the murderer. And it's like, okay, what would make this more interesting? I know. It would make this more visually interesting if they weren't on the train and they were all in the tunnel on the bunch of chairs.
Awful. Yeah, that I did enjoy the movie, and I'm looking forward to Niall.
Yes.
But it did annoy me how they did that ending.
And I can't remember if this is in the 70s film or the original novel, but Michelle Pfeiffer's wig change. I'm wearing a different wig. And Michelle Pfeiffer sings a credits song on that. Anytime I Google Michelle, she does, yeah. Anytime I Google,
oh, good on you.
anytime I Spotify Michelle Pfeiffer looking for the Fabulous Baker Boys soundtrack and her wonderful singing on that, My Funny Valentine, or her exceptional turn in Hairspray, her film stealing turn with Legend of Baltimore Crowns. I always find that appears on Virtually Ruined Express official soundtrack. It's got some horrifically bland title, like, Memories of a Train or something. 1 minute, it's not called that, but Murder on the Orient. Not Murder on the Dance Floor by Sophie Ellis-Bextor.
Murder on the dance floor.
Oh, it's more basic than I could have ever imagined. Never Forget.
Oh. Very nice.
Stay. And have you heard her Evita?
Oh, I have not, but I ought to, really.
Because she was the original. So Oliver Stone always wanted to make it. Writer director of Platoon, Wall Street, JFK, and obviously he also wrote Scarface. And so with Michelle Pfeiffer, and so he was like, right, I want to make Evita. It's going to be the biggest movie ever, and I want Michelle Pfeiffer as Evita. And she's fine. And this is coming from one of the biggest Michelle Pfeiffer fans in the world. She's not exceptional. And I know that you're indifferent on Madonna as well, which I don't agree with, really. I think Madonna's excellent in the film. Sure, she doesn't have the power of a Patty. And she doesn't play the Yule. She doesn't play that gag well enough, which was a big point of contention, actually, with an ex of mine who I showed Evita to. And she didn't like any of the moments where Evita was, like, not nice. So, like, when Jonathan Pryce comes to see her and she's locked the door, she didn't like that. And she always thought in A New Argentina, it was where you'll be handed power on a plate.
I'm not the biggest Patty Ava fan anyway.
You're not.
It's Eleanor Rodgers for me. Wonderful.
Screaming evil woman. Terrible. Terrible. I can't stand her.
I like Elaine. Elaine's good.
Elaine's good. Yeah, we like Elaine. Who would you want to see as Evita?
What, in the modern day?
No, let's say it's the 80s, and so you can still cast white women like they did in the 80s.
Meryl.
Oh my God, no!
It won't be easy.
Yeah. We find out that Florence Foster Jenkins wasn't an act. Because she's not an exceptional singer. She can do Winner Takes It. Well, no, can she do Winner Takes It All? She's quite bad. I think half of the enjoyment of Winner Takes It All is how bad she is. But you see, the winner takes it. Her going into the final is hilarious. But you see, the winner takes it all. And then obviously the final. The winner takes it all. Mamma Mia is just shambolic. The number, not the. I mean, the things I could do. Well, that was very high pitched. Is there anything else you want to say about the League of Gentlemen?
Oh, is there anything else I want to say? No.
We may touch on it again when we do our rankings.
Strange that this is our first league. It's taken us this long to do league.
Our first league. I mean, we had to do 9 fucking seasons of Peep Show, so maybe that's why.
Yeah. Resounding success, Peep Show. Yeah. I mean, if you want to bring back your love of Mitchell and Webb, watch that Mitchell and Webb look, their sketch show, which is amazing.
I think I'm fine with the off and on sketches that you send me.
Yeah.
And I never watch them to the end because they never grab me. Like they always get chuckles. They never get laughs.
Okay. And that's all I require.
We are now going to go into the future, and we're going to spend some time with
back into the world of chat.
No, we're not.
We're not.
We will be back to talk about Alan Partridge in about half an hour or so. But for now, we're going to go into the future to be with Becky Muggeridge to talk about New Girl. So we've just been talking.
We've just done Twilight Zone.
No, we've just done League of Gentlemen.
Oh no, yeah, because
we've just done. Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. We've just done one of them, and now we are here with Becky Muggeridge. Becky, without further ado.
Girl. It's Becky.
Oh, very good.
I missed that.
How annoying! Yeah,
doing it.
It was a sad day when they stopped doing the full. I always used to get annoyed when they wouldn't do the full song.
It's a dun 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 dun, and you're in.
Yeah, who's that girl? It's just I want fully. Hey girl, there you go. I just want Zooey Deschanel to just sing me to sleep, and many nights she does. She's got a very soothing voice.
She's got a great Christmas album out.
She sure does.
Yeah.
I don't know if Will remembers, but the first one came out in college. And I said, have you all listened to the Zooey Deschanel Christmas album? And everybody looked at me as if I was clinically insane. It's called She and Him. It's a band that she has.
Yeah.
You know, She and Him are great. Obviously, they have the wonderful Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want cover in 500 Days of Summer album, and then she obviously sings Sugar Town in 500 Days of Summer. She's just a ray of sunshine, and she is the lead of the show that we're going to talk about today, a show that we're all fans of, a show that me and Becky watched originally.
I don't think I watched it originally. I watched it like random bits that were on TV, and I kind of never got into it because I just watched random episodes. And then it was during lockdown, Will and I properly sat down and watched it from start to finish. Or rather, I sat down to watch it from start to finish, and Will was like, "Oh, what's this? I like this."
Hence, I did nothing for my
Yeah.
degree.
Well, then I guess
I got a first.
Oh,
Just saying.
it smells like Virginia Woolf. It feels like I'm in the middle of something. So I guess I've got a bit of a flex that I'm the only day one boy here. I taped the first episode on Channel 4.
Bet you watched it on your own though, didn't you?
No, I had a family.
Oh.
I had a family. They're still alive. My family are very much still alive. Yes, no, I watched day one, New Girl. I think, I think we're all pretty big fans of Zooey Deschanel, her musical career, her acting career. I believe that Will, your first would have probably been Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, what, my introduction to Zooey Deschanel? Oh, it's been Elf.
Of course it's Elf. Oh, I'm so stupid.
Elf and Yes Man.
Yes, man, great stuff. And obviously the pinnacle of Sad Boy Tom, the movie 500 Days of Summer that I famously watched twice on a plane to Florida when I was in my peak sad boy. Oh, nobody will ever love me. Nobody will ever love me. Oh my God, he's called Tom too. Oh. And Zooey Deschanel is also a very attractive woman, the character of Summer, I very much, she's very nice. She's just quirky enough. Now, we've had the conversation before whether Jess is a little bit too quirky sometimes. But Summer is just quirky enough. She's like Annie Hall. She's just quirky enough. La-di-da, la-di-da.
No, I don't like that. La-di-da. It's...
Don't like, oh, you didn't, did you?
No, he can write better, can Woody.
Yeah,
he could have done a lot differently. But,
La-di-da, la-di-da. And then, no, it's still the best bits. And then he died. Oh, it's a sad story. When she's still laughing, it's very good stuff. But we're not talking about Woody Allen. We could do. But 500 Days of Summer, which terrible choice to watch for the. Have I told you this story? Again, breathe. This was the last film I ever watched with my ex-girlfriend. This was on a night where we both knew that she was leaving the day after. And it was like, oh, have you never watched it before? Oh, I guess, because what are we going to do? Just sit and cry? I guess we'll watch a movie. And we decided to watch 500 Days of Summer. And, you know, on a Blu-ray, I mean, you're not Blu-ray people, but it basically pauses. If you ever stop watching a disc, it pauses. So, like, if you come to the movie, like, 3 months later, it's still, on some of them, it's still there. And I usually end 500 Days of Summer before the April scene. What's she called? Autumn. Oh. I usually stop it there when I usually stop it. I don't even like him getting back into architecture. I usually stop it when she leaves on the bench. And then the ex did a full thing where she was like, why didn't you watch the end? I was like, because that's not in real life, is it? She was like, no, it can happen. And then she packed her bags. New Girl, we let Becky, there are many Christmas specials with New Girl. We let you decide.
Cool.
There is, far indeed. And maybe next year, well, no, we've got lots of movies to do next year. But before we do another Christmas special. You chose Christmas Eve. Is it fair to say that this is your favourite?
Of the Christmas specials, yes.
Of the Christmas specials,
yeah. I watched all 4 of them in a row because I wanted to decide which one to do on this podcast. And this is just by far the best. It has so many good moments. There's so many like little jokes and aspects of reality in it that it's just very relatable as well, because it's all based around Secret Santa, and I've had pretty much every situation that occurs within that episode in real life.
Me and Will famously had a bad secret. Well, no, we didn't have a bad Secret Santa. We had a great one. But somebody was writing the names down, and we had a Katrina, who was a previous guest, who is on the show, and a girl named Natalie. And oftentimes Natalie went by Nat, and Katrina went by Cat.
Oh no.
And poor Katrina, poor Katrina got a terrible gift because Lucy thought it was Nat, and Lucy didn't much care for Nat and didn't want to waste too much money, so she got a really bad gift. And also, the other gift that was bought for Natalie was very, very specific. She was into wrestling, and it was a wrestling figure. So you couldn't have swapped the gifts. What is your worst secret? Because you can't really talk about your best. I got a good present. But what's your worst Secret Santa experience, Becky?
I don't think I've ever had like a really bad one. But there's been a running joke. Well, it was a running joke for 2 years in a row, so it's not really a running joke. But in both my first and second year, my friends decided to give me a cucumber because there was one time where I was like, oh, I really like cucumbers or something. And they just thought it was completely random and completely funny. And then the follow-up year, they were like, yeah, let's do it again. So that's probably...
Worked so well the first time. It's definitely the more PG way that story was going. I didn't know.
No, there were definitely no non-PG implications of that.
No, yeah, and then second time, do it again, I guess. Get her another cucumber.
The funniest thing is that I do really like cucumbers, and so I really enjoyed that present.
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't the only thing. The first year it was like a plant and a cucumber, and the second year it was a cucumber and a dot-to-dot draw hot men.
Oh,
I've got it. I can show you.
Have you finished?
I've done a couple.
So much innuendo, so little time.
I'm surprised you managed to make a cucumber last for a whole year before having to get another one. In my head, that sounded hilarious.
And I'm sure it'll play for the masses. Will, what's your worst Secret Santa experience?
Oh, I suppose you could say last year when Harry had me. So obviously the present didn't arrive until February when he ordered it. I don't know. I can't remember what I got last year from committee, which is sad. We've never really done Secret Santa. Like me and the boys, we've always just bought a present for everyone. So we all get 8 presents.
Rich people.
Yeah. How the other half live, eh? But also, my biggest problem, and it's not happened this year, if Jazz is listening, your gift was marvellous, but I'm too good. This is the problem, and I always expect, famously, I got a bunch of Freddos one year, and I'd got this beautiful collection. I'm too good at gift giving, and buying. And so it comes in, and Will's now trying to think if I ever bought him a gift.
I don't think you have, but no, that's the fun thing about Secret Santa is you can make it really personal. And when you just get someone searching stocking filler Secret Santa gift ideas. I remember I got Ellis I Heart Theresa May merchandise.
That's funny.
Famous heavy left wing supporter.
Yes. Becky is very excited. I think she's running away to get a Secret Santa gift. Either that or a doctor's arrived. And it was, what is the gift? Here it is.
I can't remember whether this is a
It's the
Secret
cucumber,
Santa,
everybody.
but somebody, as a joke, once got me this as a present.
Is that a Thatcher CD?
It burns. It burns.
For our audio listeners, it's a big CD with Margaret Thatcher's face on it.
It was a joke. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was like secondhand as well, but I think it's got like her speeches. As you can tell, it's not open.
Oh, you definitely. What do you mean you haven't opened it? Get it open.
It's genuinely not opened.
Still
I mean, when am I
sealed.
going to listen to a Margaret Thatcher speech?
We will fight. I was about to do "We will fight on the beaches" in a Margaret Thatcher voice. They are the enemy within. Will's doing a big scared face, but we all know in actuality he is a Conservative. So, which just
It's
proves
not true. It's not true.
it's not true, but it's
Not
not
true.
false. We are talking so much about Secret Santa because it's the premise of the Christmas Eve. It opens with a very funny O.J. Simpson.
Yes.
Just ticking all of my boxes here, Becky, picking this
The
one.
people versus O.J.
Yes,
Simpson. Thank you very much.
It's a clear distinction. Have you two watched The People versus O.J. Simpson yet?
I did watch it.
Excellent show. Very good. Have I told you the O.J. Simpson wanking story?
Uh,
For those who just tuned in, this is our Christmas special.
Right, they released a 9-hour O.J. Simpson documentary on DVD. And it later went on to win Best Picture. And it's incredible. For those of you who read the blog, it was on the top films of the 2010s. I think it's a seminal piece of work. So we went on holiday with all of our family friends. And this was around my early teens. And basically, like near the end of the day, I was getting tired. I'd want to go up to my room and watch a bit of the OJ documentary. So I'd say, I'm off to watch OJ. Little did I know that all of my mother's friends were joking and commenting, thinking that I was masturbating and that this was my masturbation time. So I'd say, oh, I'm off to watch OJ. So now, in our family circle, anytime anybody mentions O.J. Simpson, it's, oh, you dirty bastard. O.J. Simpson or watching O.J. has become a term for wanking. So O.J. O.J. is close to home for me. Great Marcia Clark outfit. Great outfits for everybody. Who was supposed to be O.J.?
I don't think there was an OJ.
Because Schmidt says, "Where's
Schmidt's
the
John
juice?"
Travolta.
he says, "I'm not Shapiro. I'm clearly Travolta playing Shapiro."
Winston is very close to looking like Johnny Cochran. I love that they've gone as a combination of the legal defences, and Cece doing as Judge Lance Ito. Yes.
You really know your OJ.
I do know my OJ. Robert Shapiro, Marcia Clark, Johnny Cochran, F. Lee Bailey. Do you want Chris Darden? I can give you the full roster. Mark Furman was the cop. This lovely little intro leads us into the premise of the show, is that Jess gets far too excited, anxious, nervous, manic around Christmas, which culminates in everybody wanting to just do Secret Santa to avoid some of the stress.
Can I just say that her getting excited over Christmas, I mean, I do this sometimes. I get really excited about one thing and nobody else is interested in it. And I feel like I get her emotions so much because she's just so excitable about it and everyone's just not interested. But then I also relate to Nick when he's like, Christmas is stressful, because Christmas is stressful.
I've never found Christmas stress. I think it's because
because you're a very organised person and we'll just get everything ordered a month in advance, and it's all sorts of, the Christmas cards are written.
This year, yes.
I will let you know.
Every other year, I have been missing a present up until the 24th, and I've been to the shops on the 23rd or the 24th to buy that last thing.
Will and Becky's Christmas card, which is a joint card, so Becky might not see it for 4 months due to quarantine. And by that time, Will have put it in the bin because it'll be February. But that was written start of November, and probably that's how Will is very right with my organizer. Great 500 Days of Summer reference. They used to call me Anal Girl because I was very neat and organised.
Literally me.
Great stuff. Great film.
Every character that Zoe plays.
You were
trying to
big,
think of a funny one.
a funny one, but I can't really.
No,
Can't.
no, you can't.
Do you like her in Elf, Becky? I mean, she's just a darling in Elf, isn't she? She's
I've not watched Elf.
ever.
I've watched bits of it when it's been on TV, and I've just like tuned in, but I haven't watched the whole thing.
That's got some great Zoe singing. I really
It's on
can't
mine to watch list for this year.
Well, you've only got so many days. Get it watched. Get it watched. It's Christmas. Literally
We
the
did
best
Die
time
Hard
to
last
watch
night.
it. Oh, Die Hard. What a fun. Are you doing Die Hard 2 tonight?
Maybe. No, we didn't. We did Die Hard. We did Die Hard and Christmas with the Cranks on the same day, and then last night we watched Fred Claus. I completely forgot Kevin Spacey was in.
Big Kevin Spacey role, yeah. It's like on House of Cards on Netflix, where like every House of Cards image is Robin Wright, and then as soon as you press on it, it's Spacey, Spacey, Spacey.
It's now that reaction whenever he comes on and we don't realise, we forget that he's in. The reaction rather than just normal, we all go, ah!
It's like any time a Michael Jackson song comes on, you go, yes! Oh. and then you get it, and then you get over it, and you just do the whole of the Thriller rap. When we do John Landis, there's a whole bonus episode dedicated, probably longer than some of the movie episodes, dedicated to that Michael Jackson Thriller video. There just will be. It's the finest music video of all time. Maybe one of the greatest 30 minutes of all time. Here's a new girl question. Where do we stand on Megan Fox?
Hate her.
Can't stick her.
Reagan is... No.
I get more scared when this... Go on.
I mean, Jess is obviously the better match for Nick. I don't know. I don't hate it.
I do.
You're supposed to hate her because you know you want Nick
You
and
want
Jess to
Jess
get together. However, I hate her because she's a poor character.
Yeah, that too. And also there's the weird thing where she makes appearances after she's left, where she's never in a shot with anybody because they had her for another day when they were filming all of the stuff that she was actually in. And so in this episode, she's not in a shot with anybody. She just comes in a sexy Santa thing and she's like, hi. And then there's a reverse shot where everyone's like, oh, hello.
Oh, yeah, that whole thing when she arrives and Nick just sits there and goes like, hi. Like, they've been apart for like months or whatever, and he's just like, yeah, all right. And then he goes to Jess and is like, she was the best surprise ever. I was just so happy, like a child on Christmas Day. And just, no, he didn't get up.
I get more unsettled and horrified when this Reagan is on screen than when Linda Blair's Reagan from The Exorcist is on screen.
Nice.
It was good, wasn't it?
They're both called Reagan.
Go on, Becky, go for a Ronald Reagan joke. Go on, take it. The opportunity's there. Will, you can do Nancy. Because Ronald didn't. Why? I don't know. They probably had a good sex life. I don't know. Will, do we know anything about Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan's sex life?
I don't. You'll be surprised to know.
Neither do I. Yeah, I can't stand Megan Fox. Who's our favourite New Girl character?
Nick.
Well, yes, Becky has a big, as big as me and Will's thing for Zooey Deschanel is, it is in no comparison to Becky's thing for Jake Johnson.
I think it's more of a Nick rather than Jake Johnson.
Yeah.
If I may.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched enough like interviews with Jake Johnson, though he says like Nick is kind of similar to him.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, just
vibe.
Nick. He's the dream man.
Who is our? Well, no, this came up on When I Met Sally. Sally Albright's my dream woman. I think in so many ways. Who's your fictional dream woman, Will?
I couldn't say off the top of my head.
Well, I guess you've got better things to do. Unlike
Meryl
me.
Streep in The Iron Lady.
Oh, Flack! I made the iron. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I couldn't believe there was a scene in this fourth season of The Bloody Crown where she was ironing. I mean, come on. Come Come on, Peter. Right, you can write better than that. Or can he? We don't know. We've yet to see it. No, we have Frost Nixon. And then he's just had this, for lack of a better way to say it, hard on for the royal family for 20 years. The Queen, the audience, and now 4 seasons of The Crown. Becky, are you a Crown person?
Yeah, I'm on season 3 at the moment.
Yeah, so you have yet to meet Diana.
I saw the trailer for series. I saw the trailer for series 4, and that's made me want to watch it now because I'm fascinated
It
with.
slowed down, so I watched the first series and I got really into it, and then I started the second series and I just got bored, so I stopped. But then I recently got back into it again, I think, because I have very little else to watch at the moment. It's like a good sort of hour-long thing I can do, like one a day or something. And now I'm getting through it, so I've got to, I'm on like episode 1 of season 3.
Is Olivia Colman better than Claire Foy? I know they're very different. You love Claire Foy?
Her. I just think she's like spot on, and like the entire of, particularly series 2, I just think she's got the emotion down, and you really feel for her when all the men around her are just failing and she's holding it together. She's a great queen.
Claire Foy. We've got a little cameo from... neither of you are It's Always Sunny people, are you?
I have seen little bits of it, but I haven't watched it all.
Does he have a great scene with Charlie's uncle? He maybe has the line of the show, I dare say. I know what you're thinking. Yes, I drink. Great line. What are our favourite?
Oh, yes. Yeah, the guy in the shop.
Yeah.
We're talking about New Girl now. I was like thinking in Crown.
The Crown. I know.
That was a great. Also, can we talk about there's the whole thing about like when they chase after the delivery and then they're like, oh, maybe I'll go to the store, and Winston's like, what's that? And then they make this constant joke about like the whole dying in-person shopping thing, which is even more relevant this year.
Yeah, I was going to say, I was very much looking forward to my first Sunday back up north, and I was going to mask up and go to the White Rose and do all of my Christmas shopping, and then big 10-day isolation, big positive result. So that got postponed. Not that I'm bitter, but no, I'm a big in-store person. I mean, well,
I'm more of an online shopper, so.
I'm a bit of both.
I like to go in store if it means, because what I'll do is I'll go for a bit, then I'll go to Costa for half an hour, and then I'll finish off at Menkind, and then I'll go home.
It's a day out.
So Will goes for coffee and his own presents.
Yes.
I remember in the wonderful film Notes on a Scandal, Judi Dench talks about the bitterness of her old age and living alone. And she's talking about how much she resents Kate Blanchett, who is this young, wonderful Mrs. Honey-esque new teacher. And she says she has never known the thrill of organising a day around a bus timetable and going into a shopping centre and finding a coffee place. And then I realised, oh wait, that's exactly what I'm going to do this coming Saturday. And I realised that I'm living the life of Barbara from fucking Notes on a Scandal, Judi Dench's lonely widow. She's not even widowed. She's just living on her own. Is she a lesbian? I don't know. Kate Blanchett has the great line, "Do you want to fuck me, Barbara?" Great
Why
film.
does your impression of her sound like Hannibal Lecter?
They do have similar retirement plans.
Yeah. You've never known the thrill of planning around a bus table, have you, Clarice? Little do you know. Fly all the way.
Same impression.
Fly away, little starling, fly away. What do we think of Robbie?
He's a strange guy. When you
He
first
turns
meet
out to be a cousin or something, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
It's a bit of, I believe in fan fiction, that's referred to as Ron the Dementor, which is a term used when basically it makes no sense for the people that we want to be together, so they have to make Ron a Dementor. So it feels, there's a lot of it in, I watched a video about, I watched a video about Love Never Dies where they called Raoul's drinking, very sudden drinking and gambling problem, Ron the Dementor. Because there really is no reason why Raoul, in between musicals, should suddenly become a gambling drunk. In actuality, it's just so that Phantom and Christine can get together.
I've got a fun fact about New Girl, Nick and Jess. The writers didn't actually want them to end up together or anything. It was just they had so much chemistry, as in Jake and Zoe, that all the fans were like begging to get them together. And I mean, even the writing is really like, they're just flirty and they have so much chemistry like between them the entire way through. And then they were in, I think it's like series 3, they finally give in and they're like, fine, here's the relationship, but we're not going to give it to you forever. And then, of course, to finish it off, they have to be like, wait, no, back together again.
I've never liked that. It's the same thing with Friends. It's that like, oh, we get Ross and Rachel, and then they split up, and then we've got to do another 2 seasons. I would much rather have 6 seasons of agony and then have the big release than...
This is why relationships in Peep Show are so good.
Shame about the
Or
rest
I think
of Peep Show.
with Friends, they should have like had this relationship, then had like a really awkward, like they tried to stay friends, then they couldn't be friends, and then it was like really awkward for a few series, and then they got back together for whatever, like, I don't know, some better reason than they did.
And what was I going to say? Well, they all have this problem. Like When Harry Met Sally, they weren't supposed to get together. Rob Reiner was coming out of a divorce, and he was like, "Love's terrible. Nobody ever ends up happy." And then, whilst he's making When Harry Met Sally, he meets his next wife, and he's like, "Oh no, love's great. They should get together." It's only, let's bring him up again, Woody and Annie Hall. Woody's the only guy who's stuck with the ending. You know, I mean, he's not the only guy. Please, God, don't comment a list of movies where they don't get together. I know. Yeah, I know. There's plenty. Do you remember on the La La Land episode where I made a list of films where they don't get together, and I split them into 2 categories: separation, death. But we have the wonderful. It's a big gesture that he's managed to do in the space that she gets the pajamas on, and that's another one. If I was,
Well, it's all organised by Robbie.
yeah, but if I was,
I interpreted that's Robbie's Christmas present to Jess, and it just. But I do wonder, why did Nick go into the room? Like, you would think it should be like Cece, or like, I don't know, Cece or Robbie really should have gone into the room to be like, hey Jess.
Well, it's because we don't want Cece or Robbie, do we? We want Nick and Jess.
Yeah.
That's why. And also, like, if I was Reagan Fox, I'd be a bit pissed off in actuality. I'd be like, I mean, I know that, you know, you can be friends with women and men or whatever, but I've come for one night, I've dressed up like Sexy Santa, and you're going to funny about with your bloody friend that you used to have it off with? Come on.
To be fair,
I'm all for modern
Jess
relationships.
was the one to fly her out.
Yeah. But what happened to Nick's ticket? Did he sell it? Did he? Those sort of last minute tickets are non-refundable.
Did he actually buy it or not? That whole scene is kind of like just. There's a lot of chemistry between Jess and Nick in that sort of scene when she's like trying to convince him not to go, and the whole like hair conversation as well is very like subtly flirty.
It's all subtly. They might as well just clear the dinner table there. Just it's
I wish
yeah.
I could subtly flirt.
Can we talk about beanbag chair?
You can,
Yeah.
you can talk about your beanbag chair, yeah.
I love, the whole CeCe Winston mess around thing that goes throughout pretty much, I don't know from what series, but right until the end. I love their relationship. I love like their friendship.
Winston's great. You know, Winston
is
has
best character.
the best gag I've seen in serialized television in a long time, which is Frank Sinatra they either go too big or too little. And it's the cut between, you put a blueberry in my cereal, and then you registered me as a sex offender is the hardest me and my family have laughed in a very, very long time. And we quote rather awkwardly in a lot of public places, you registered me as a sex offender? And people don't look over, but they should. Winston's great. God, I love Winston.
It's great. Rank the characters in New Girl.
Well, let's put Coach and Reagan over there.
Yeah.
In the Twilight Zone.
Coach is above Reagan.
Yeah. But Turd
When
with Eyes.
Coach comes
Turd with
back in
Eyes
the
is
later
above-
series, it's bad.
It is rather awkward. Yeah.
It's funny to think that Coach was supposed to be there the entire time.
Yeah.
Winston was never supposed to appear.
Coach is a very good gag. Well, no, not really. It's just appealing to my taste. When he's like, oh, I time everything. And they're watching Boogie Nights and it finishes and Jess goes, oh, it's not about porn, it's about family. And then he finishes timing it. Because that's how I always sell Boogie Nights to people. Because not really anymore, because we're all grown up. But no, some people still do. And it's like, yeah, no, it's about the porn industry. And it's like, ugh. It's like, no, it's not about porn, it's about family. To the extent that I said to somebody, it's not about porn, it's about family. And I know you haven't seen Boogie Nights, but there's a director character. And then there's the sort of one of the roller girl, she's called, played by Heather Graham. And she ends up having sex, and the director obviously directs her. And somebody thought that was a dad and a daughter. And so they thought it was this weird incest movie. And then afterwards I was like, no. And then she was like, oh, I like it more now.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
I think anyone would like it more, knowing that there's not incest in a movie.
Knowing that it's not a long incest movie. Well, yeah. And then we culminate with Darling Love, which is one of my favourite Christmas songs ever. It's definitely in my top 5. Fairy Tale of New York, firm first place, and always will be. I think it's one of the most beautiful songs ever written, not just Christmas-wise. The saddest odes to lost love and nostalgia. But we digress. And they get the real Darling Love.
It's a very weird ending, but then there's moments in there's various like American TV shows where for literally just like one scene they will have a completely random musical moment, and I kind of love those things. Well, like if you've ever watched How I Met Your Mother, there's also like random musical moments, and you're like, yeah, and it makes no sense to the plot line, but you're like, I like it.
Well, usually it's in a what do you call it? To get Zooey Deschanel to sing. Usually it's like an excuse for her to sing. And so this time I forgot that she didn't sing. She
sings it at the beginning, but like 2 lines of it, which was incredible. Those 2 lines, you're like, whoa.
And then Winston also likes Down in Love. Yeah, I like Down in Love. Yeah, no, just great stuff.
Also an extra moment that I want to talk about. We're double teaming him. No, Jess. You mean tag teaming?
And
and the scissoring in the store.
The scissoring in the store.
I like Jess going in the beginning where that would be a really nice sermon for a school of demons. I like that. That's just very Jess.
It's a very well written show. This is Elizabeth Merriweather's brainchild, and I can't for the life of me remember what her other credits are. So I'm going to get them up now. But it's a great show. What's your what are your? Have you got any comments on the other New Girl Christmas specials, Miss Muggeridge?
I didn't really write them, but I know a lot of people are a big fan of, I think it's LAXmas, which is the one that's set at the airport, but I really didn't like that one. I think because I don't like Jess's relationship with that English guy, it just seems
Oh, don't you?
weird.
Oh no.
Don't you like
And
it?
it's very out of
and it's the bit where
place.
the strange green screens.
And the whole episode is just a bit weird. Like, I don't know, it doesn't really feel like it's going anywhere. I like the one where they go and see the Christmas lights and they shout at the residents to turn the Christmas lights on. But I think that's also the party one. I'd say that's probably my second favourite. And then what's the other one? Why can't I remember the other one?
I don't know. Elizabeth Merriweather is famous for writing No Strings Attached, which is the Ashton Kutcher, Natalie Portman, Kevin Kline Friends with Benefits
came
comedy.
out the same year
as Friends with Benefits.
Yeah.
Because No Strings Attached was originally called Fuck Buddies, and apparently was a great script that then just got sanitized and butchered, and then it got named Friends with Benefits. But then Friends with Benefits got greenlit or announced or whatever, so then they had to call it No Strings Attached. And she's done another couple of shows, but they've never really hit like this one. It's just lightning in a bottle. It really is. It's marvelous. Will, do you have anything left to say about Christmas Eve?
I think it's fantastic, and I'd recommend New Girl to everyone, because I'm not a big zany American sitcom fan. I like sophisticated English sitcoms. But this I really got on board with, because it was just very good.
The characters are just irresistible. The charisma, the humour of it all, it's just irresistible. All of them. Becky, anything left to say about Christmas Eve and or New Girl?
Let's look through my notes. I wrote down the quote, the damn it, Schmidt. I am retired Rear Admiral Jake. Is it Jake Rogeroo?
Jake Rogeroo, yeah.
It is my Secret Santa alias.
It's it's one hell of a name.
Winston's a great character. He's
Winston's
just
You can't be Winston. You just cannot be.
The fact they changed the delivery service to UPA instead of UPS.
Kept everything else. Yeah, really brutal harassment there from Schmidt. And he throws down that final present, and you can hear it smash. Some poor person's going to get some smashed pottery.
And also, she's just like, just wait for
Doing
it.
a job.
I'll deliver it later. And they're like, screw you. I'm going to the store.
Just doing a job.
When Jess is trying to convince him not to go, and she's like, oh, fa la 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 la. I liked the quote that you mentioned earlier. So to answer your question, yes, I do drink. What else? Oh, Nick, how often do you sneak into my room in the middle of the night?
Oh, never when you're awake. Oh, you're awake.
And just, I think the overall reason I love this is it's just so relatable, and it has such a feel-good ending, but it's so Christmassy. It's like the definition of Christmas episode that you want.
And I think if Megan Fox was in this anymore, it could be ruined for me. I think I could very easily not get behind it, but she is in it just enough.
If they made the plot around the whole Megan coming back for that surprise visit and the big secret around that, it wouldn't work. That being a side plot is very wise.
And they didn't. Would it have been? I mean, would it have been better if they did the whole like they used to do in the 50s, where they'd have bigger couches and like washing back. Like, I think it was Lucille Ball. When Lucille Ball was pregnant, they just had all the couches raised. So anytime she was in a shot, you couldn't see her stomach. Or she'd be carrying a washing, what are they called?
Basket.
Washing basket. and so that you couldn't see the baby bump. I don't know how they could have got around it, but they could have done better than bloody Megan Fox. And I think it's just because it's so different from Jess that it feels like a completely different show for a season, and it feels very weird. And it doesn't matter how much more time you give Schmidt and Winston and Nick and all them, which is marvelous, but it feels like the center of the show's gone, which it obviously has.
A lot of the relationships don't make sense. Like Jess and this English guy.
And like that, she was gone.
No.
She's disappeared into the Twilight Zone. I don't have any comments left on Christmas Eve. I believe that Mrs. Muggeridge will be. Oh no!
Yeah, what we could do? We could construct a really cool sort of leeway into our next series.
Knowing me, knowing Yule.
Should we like jump up, and when we land, we'll be doing Knowing Me, Knowing Yule?
I mean, we can do but we didn't land when we recorded Knowing Me, Knowing Yule.
No, but we didn't go either.
No, what could we do? Definitely next time.
Okay.
And next time you can change into Katrina. But yes, viewers, stay tuned. You will now be listening to us talk about You're Getting Christmas Wrong, talking about Alan Partridge, Knowing Me, Knowing Yule. See you then.
Together we will greet Kris Kringle and another Christmas day.
We're back. To talk about. Do you want a wee break? Well, I'm all right, but are you?
I'm all right.
Yeah,
I'm all right.
As you alluded to, we are entering into the world of chat. Why don't you tell us what our third special today is?
It's. I mean, I understand this is your favourite of the Knowing Me, Knowing You episodes. This is your favourite one, which is, of course, Knowing Me, Knowing Yule, which takes place inside a complete replica of Alan's house, where it could just be at home anyway. I love that gag. Just film it in your own house. Why
Don't take this as an opportunity to rob my own home. I've got two big bodyguards there, and they... No, you know what? Do try. I want to see you try. Yes, this is the end of... Astoundingly, he's managed to get a Christmas special despite killing somebody on air.
Yeah. I think it was in the agreement, probably, that he signed for. He signed for the 6th episode of the Christmas special.
And it's never brought up, even in passing. I guess it's because if you did bring it up, you'd remember and you'd go, oh, wait a minute. Like, well, that just never happened. Like, I don't know how this doesn't... I mean, I guess it's a good thing because it turned very dark if the character of Alan Partridge was haunted by this forever. But the fact that, like, in all other iterations of the show, he isn't haunted by the time he murdered somebody.
No, it's not his fault, is it? He had very sweaty hands on the day anyway, and
I would like a little thing in the next season.
Flashback, like a Johnny English Mozambique. I want to take you back to Mozambique.
And with John Malkovich. And
that's the first movie, but carrying on. I win. I'm the movie man.
You are I am the movie man. I know 3 or 4. What are they? What are they?
Couldn't name them.
Chicken Run, Johnny English, Ratatouille, and no, sorry, Johnny English Returns.
Reborn.
It's called Johnny English Reborn.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I think I should rewatch Johnny English. That was like one of my big rewatches as a kid. I used to watch that all the time.
Johnny English Reborn is a masterpiece. It really is.
Better than Johnny English?
Yeah.
Oh,
It goes
right.
2-1-3. It does. 3 was an embarrassment.
There's 3 of them?
Yeah, new one came out last year. It's on Netflix now. Give it a watch.
No. There's 3 of them.
I think that one might. Oh, that's called Johnny English Strikes Back.
Strikes Again?
Oh, Strikes Again.
What? Didn't even. Oh no! Yeah, I do. I had to. Yeah, and I watched the trailer a bunch in the cinema, and then it just disappeared. Yeah, Emma Thompson, Ben Miller, Johnny English Reborn with Rosamund Pike and Dominic West, directed
Wonderful
by
cast.
Oliver Parker, who has directed nothing. Oh no, he directed Saint Trinian's. But the first one is directed by Peter Howitt, who directed Sliding Doors. I do remember this because we Googled what else this guy's done. And it was just... And Robert... Oh, I always thought that this was another thing where Rowan Atkinson was in the writing team. It wasn't at all.
No.
Knowing me, knowing Yule, something that you have recently stolen a gag from.
Yes.
Without
I'm
any
not
shame.
ashamed either.
Without any shame.
It's a homage.
It's not. It's just a gag. It just worked a gag.
But it's it's one of the greatest gags of all time. So why not?
Yes, we are referring to Rebecca Front as Mary, like the Virgin Mary. Are you a virgin? Oh, it's none of my business. Yes, I am actually.
It's great. It's great stuff. Did you enjoy my rendition of the joke?
No, because you cocked up the ending.
Yeah.
Because he goes, well done. What did you change it to? Good for you.
I said congratulations because I didn't want to steal it word for word.
No, you just want to. No, you're right. Who's your favourite guest here?
We
have Mary. We have.
I like Fanny.
Oh, pardon. Yes, Kevin Eldon as John English's own Kevin Eldon as Fanny Thomas, the sort of crude Lily Savage-esque sort of. Oh, pardon. Got my hands on a great big chopper. Oh, pardon. That sort of innuendo. All right, it's getting quite tiresome now. So finely written, so finely tuned. We have underneath all of this Tony Hare's David Schneider. The whole Can I Have a Second Season? That's another thing that doesn't come up really in I Am Alan Partridge. They have the meeting despite him already punching in the face with a turkey.
Yeah.
There's a few leaps of chronology between Knowing Me, Knowing You. It's a weird one to look at it all as one piece.
Maybe it was all a dream.
Maybe. I'm a big fan of Gordon and Liz Heron. Get out much? No. Just exceptional comedy from Patrick Narver and Doon McKinnon. She's just a Doon. Is that a Scottish name? No, she was born in London.
She's
Toast's Asian, yeah. Doon McKinnon.
Jane Plough.
No, it's Alice Plunt. It's Alice Pluck, actually.
No,
I see what I did there.
Toast's agent. is called Jane Plum.
Ah, yes.
Yes. But also, that's a great. One of the greatest.
Have you stolen that as well, Will, or have you?
I haven't stolen that one.
Alice Fluck. Thank you. And then obviously I love the conceit. I think Steve Coogan and Mick Hucknall are actually friends.
All right.
Because he's in this, and he's in the Tony Farino special, and in 24-Hour Party People, he rips into him. He's like, all of these people in this room are going to amount to something, apart from Mick Hucknall over there. Which is very funny. Do you like 24-Hour Party People, Will?
Not seen it.
Not seen it. Well, it's I think it's the first collaboration of Steve Coogan and Michael Winterbottom. Before the trip, before that movie Greed, which I thought was fine.
It's got David in.
He was good at it. He was good.
Yeah.
It became too political near the end. It became very, very, very political. It ended in a 5-minute bloody montage of facts and figures, and it was just, we get it. Sweatshops are bad. I know. We don't need all these figures.
I just want to see Steve Coogan and a load of celebrity impersonators on a boat.
And they're not on a boat. You haven't seen it, have you?
I've just seen the trailer.
You've seen the trailer. It's a good trailer.
Very good trailer. That's all you need to watch.
Yeah. No, actually, watch the film. It's good fun. And
Yeah.
The Look of Love. Have you seen that? Paul Raymond biopic. It's good as well. Paul Raymond, pornographer of London. That's just great. Good film. Not the best. It's weird. They're all great. No, they're not all great. They're all very good. But I wouldn't say any of them are like great, like excellent. I think the Trip is excellent.
I adore
but that's a whole new beast.
We had
unto itself.
I went to an English open day at University of Sheffield, where they were talking about modules they did, because they've just scrapped the English and theatre course. You can no longer do it because drama's rubbish, not a real subject. But you can take English and choose theatre modules now, instead of having that dual honours that drama degree. But it was on about one of his modules that he used to write was, that he still does, was an exploration of roads in literature and in film and in movies. And so people...
Greece? Greece roads or literal roads?
Journeys.
Oh, right. Not RH.
Oh, no. As in driving, roads, journeys, an exploration of how that's represented. And he said one guy last year did his whole project on the Trip. And I thought that's me. That's what I do.
that is
exactly
me.
what I did. That is not good. But yes, knowing me, knowing you, you've got the wonderful singers,
The wickedly talented.
Adele Dazeem.
It's one of the all-time great moments. you know, this will never not be Adele Dazeem. I don't think I've ever called her Adina Menzel in 6 years since that glorious moment. Adele Dazeem. And then he mumbles it and he walks off. And I feel quite sorry for her in a way, because, you know, she just won't be Adele. She will always be Adele Dazeem. I think she should own it. I think she should just be Adele Dazeem for a month. April Fools.
Change Twitter name.
Change your Twitter name. Change everything, and just pretend as if she's Adele Dazeem.
Adele Dazeem.
Adele Dazeem. This is directed by Dominic Brigstock, who did a lot of Armstrong and Miller. a lot of the Tracy Ullman Show. Unfortunately, it did Horrible Histories, the movie.
With none of the original cast.
Yeah, it's the problem, isn't it?
Yeah, Ghosts is wonderful. Have you watched Ghosts?
I am yet to get on Ghosts.
Just finished series 2, and it's superb. It really is great writing. It's very
They're doing that thing now of all that all comedies do. And the second season, there's like an emotional subplot.
Yes.
Yeah, I can feel it. Why can't people just write comedies anymore? Oh, I just know it. I have literally read nothing about season 2, and I just know that there's a really emotional thing about why someone's dead or something. Is there?
Well, we explore character backstories, and there's a through line of an emotional plot.
Is there a one-off episode where we go back in time to and adjust with one of the characters?
No. We open each episode with a character flashback of how they died, which I think is nice.
Yeah.
Are you referring to the haunting of Bly Manor?
No, I was actually. That's just something all these series do.
I am a fan of the one-off episode that's a bit different. It's the penultimate episode, if done correctly, like I did with Climb Every Mountain, which will be excellently done.
Who's your one-off episode?
Some may say not using the character Hannah at all for the whole episode is a risk, but it pays off.
I'll find out.
Yeah.
What's your favourite one-off episode?
Oh, what is my favourite? I couldn't name one off the top of my head.
Okay, that took a turn.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a one-off episode. I'm a big fan of Fargo season 2, the episode Lop Lop, where we have Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Plemons trapped in their little shed and all that business going on. Whilst we also have Hanzo, the Native American, traveling to find them, and that culmination. Great episode. Lop Lop. Lop Lop.
Lop Lop. Hello, I am Lip Lop.
Whenever there is a nether. Do we like the 70s Murder on the Orient Expressway?
Yeah.
I think it's more enjoyable than the bloody torrid affair that was.
If I stick my cane into the wall here, the perpetrator will run into it in approximately 5. There he is. Oh, I have to get the train now. Goodbye.
There's been a death on the Nile. Do you remember that part?
I did.
Hell.
I adored that part.
And then I thought, oh
Michael
my
Caine
God.
showing up at the end there.
And I thought, please no, please don't do this. And then they are doing it.
It's no Unicorn and the Wasp.
No, it's not. Not with Zoe Wanamaker, with Felicity Kendall. The other woman who looks like my grandma. There's Felicity Kendall, there's Helen Mirren, and there's Zoe Wanamaker. Fuck you, you withered asshole.
Let's get back into the Christmas spirit.
Do it, Will.
Yeah. Alan's hand up the end of a turkey. And then what's Fanny's real name? Is it Peter?
So,
This is
Peter.
Yeah.
You want to see Peter? You can see Peter. Now, do you want Peter or do you want Fanny?
Oh, Fanny.
Oh, sound like me last night.
What does he say? He sat behind him, isn't he? Just watching. What does he say?
Oh, Fanny.
No.
Gordon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He has one little quip, and it's just perfect. But of course, then he ends up punching him, and then punching Tony Hayes.
Oh, on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. I also love that they set fire and destroy a dialysis machine. So you could have bought 10 dialysis machines with this instead of this show? Well, I think I think the British public would definitely want a light-hearted Christmas special over 10 dialysis machines. I'm not sure about that, Alan. But as always, Rebecca Front steals. Does she steal the show, or is it just that gag?
She does in this episode. She steals the episode for me.
If you're going to talk about scenes of violence and masturbation, if you're going to use it, like, don't say that word. Okay, masturbation. Yes, that's the one. Okay, scenes of violence and onanism. Okay, actually, what's onanism? Masturbation. Well, why don't you like it? Sorry, what's your problem with it? I just don't like it. Don't do it then.
Great. It's great. It's great.
It's exceptionally written. I mean, this is the peak of that combination of Patrick Marber, Armando Iannucci, and Steve Coogan. Before,
how do you think the new boys? I think the new boys write it even better.
Yeah, the Gibbons, Robin Neil Gibbons.
They've really taken grasp of how Alan has aged and how I love the modernised Partridge.
Man with a child in his eyes. And also, we've given it time. Again, so we swap out Patrick Marver for Peter Bainham, and it's a whole new beast for I Am Alan Partridge. And then the movie. Was it the movie before Mid Morning Matters? It was, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't, because Mid Morning Matters, the movie takes place. We know Sidekick Simon already. We've
Sidekick Simon, Sidekick Simon, Sidekick Simon. Yes, the movie came out. He's here again, the man with a child in his eyes. Oh no! So the first thing was Alan Partridge. Welcome to the places of my life. That special. Then it was Alan Partridge on Open Books, where they did the special where he read through some of the autobiography. Then Alpha Papa and Philomena in the same year, which is a good year.
Great
then Night Museum 3. Then Mid Morning Matters. Then Alan Partridge Scissor Dial.
Alan Partridge Scissor Dial. I love Scissor Dial.
Alan Partridge. Wait a minute, no. The first episode of Mid Morning Matters aired in 2010. So it was. Oh, this is going mad. And then we have Stan and Ollie, Holmes and Watson.
I watched Holmes and Watson the other day. Loved it.
Genuinely.
If I calculate the velocity of my bat and I put it on, I love it. It's very good. I'm just I like a terrible farcy Will Ferrell film.
So do I. They're good and intentionally bad, intentionally funny. There's just nothing to it. It's terrible film. It's not funny. It's not funny.
I do like the Billy Zane gag.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good gag. I can't stand her. The one who plays like
the American doctor.
And she's like that, and she's playing thick, and she was in The Wrong Missy. She's just not funny at all. Can't stand it anymore.
Okay.
Alan balloons when he goes to visit the ill children. And there's that very old-looking woman in a bed, and it says, and I think it's because there's a deleted scene where they give a child some dialogue, and they can't. Obviously, it's got to be very well rehearsed, and so they have an older woman pretend to be a child, but it cuts to her. Then there's no dialogue, so it just looks very odd that there's this grown woman in a bed. But the fact that all of the balloons have Alan on it, and I could lose the sort of segment of him going out and around, and or maybe it's because I've seen it done better.
Yeah.
In this time, with those incredible cutaways.
Yeah.
I've got kids.
Yeah, the battle is definitely the highlight. Oh, that's a great cutaway.
This is what I eat in a week: sausages, mince, meat, steak. I used to think that going to the bathroom was a torturous activity. Oh God! As a meat eater, I am big fan of that segment. Well, is there anything you have left to say about Knowing Me, Knowing Yule? This is our second foray into Mr. Partridge.
I think that's all I have to say.
And that just about wraps us up for our first Christmas special Bonanza. Again, lots of exciting things to look forward to, everybody. Stay tuned. Very exciting. Very exciting indeed. Very exciting indeed. Merry Christmas.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. And it's goodbye from me. And it's goodbye from them. What was the two Ronnies one?
It's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from him.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
Jeremy Paxman.
I think you're thinking of Richard Osman.
Oh, what does he do?
They just on Pointless. They just go, "It's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from me." It's very, very boring. But goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye. I like that. I like
Goodbye.
when they do the double goodbye.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from him. And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye. I like that. I don't know what it is about that, but I like it.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.